Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Medieval Times. Last time our house burned down, but she's fine. As you can see, we're in her. She's fine. I don't know. It's not safe to go back in a building after it was just on fire, but we just came back in. We spent the night. I think we're eating breakfast now. Very odd, very odd. It was also, thankfully, the fire was put out. Um, by a storm cloud that just formed over our house and only our house. It wasn't even raining on us 2 feet away. It was really strange. Also, we saw an orc having relations with a beggar on the street last time. We saw, and then Bennett also got so hot and bothered by that, he went under a bridge to relieve himself. A lot happened last time. Also, his faces were delectable. Um, anyway, let's just talk with our dad. Bennett is just, I guess, consistently shirtless around his father. I guess it's just casual. It's just, I guess that's normal. I guess that's normal. That's normal for heterosexuals, maybe. Hello, father. Good morning. How are you? Well, and you? How did you sleep? Good. What are you going to do today? I don't know yet. I was planning to help you with the repairs. Yes, right now I was going to finish the dagger Tarek. Wait, I was going to finish the dagger Tarek? Right now I was going to finish the dagger Tarek. That's... Tarek is someone's name. There's some kind of missing preposition or something. I just need to put a few details to the handle. It does not take more than 30 minutes. Apparently this game was made by a German individual. So I'm not sure if they personally did the translations. Maybe they did. Either way, it was translated from German, so that's probably why there will be grammar or spelling errors and the like. So I'm going to give it to him, and then I'm going to get the wood. I want to start repairing the house as soon as possible. Well, if you want, I'll wait for you while you go to the woods, and when you come back, we'll get to work. Or better yet, if you want, I'll give the dagger to Tarek and you go for the wood. And when we get back, we get on with the house repairs. He looks a little bit moist. Bennett, right? Doesn't he look a little bit moist? I don't know why he's a little shiny. Eh. Is he sweating in the morning or is he just greasy? Yes, the problem is that I'm going to look for the wood in the town of Boladur. It's going to take me all day. Why would it take all day to get a little bit of wood? Well, I guess maybe you need a lot of wood, I don't know. I'll be back very late. Why are you going to Boladur to get wood? It's too far. The village sawmill is not working since a few days ago. Yesterday, when I went to the carpenter to get the handle for Tarek's dagger, Bash the carpenter told me he was worried because the sawmill was closed a few days ago and was running out of wood. It's weird that it's closed. Don't you know what happened? Uh-oh, this must be related to more of the drama happening in town. Bash didn't know much. He just told me that the lumberjack's son was lost a few days ago in the woods, and since then he hasn't reopened the sawmill. Who knows what happened? For that reason, I'll go to Boladur. But for the night, I'm back. And if you want, tomorrow we start with repairs. Yes, of course. We'll start early tomorrow. This house is gonna kill us when we fall asleep tonight. I'm going to finish the dagger, so you give it to Tarek. And then I'm going to Boladur. I know. Okay, I'm going to see Conrad after seeing Tarek. Alright. Bennett State... Wait a second. That's weird. I guess we just positioned our chairs so that we were... I didn't even really look at this image, but it looks like we just positioned our chairs right in front of each other to have a conversation. That is queer. That is weird. I mean, just have a conversation at the table. Like, it was weird to get, like, that close and next to each other and just stare directly at each other. Whatever. Bennett stayed for breakfast while his father finished the details of Tarek's dagger. After 20 minutes, Usher returns with the dagger. Here's Bennett. What? Here's Bennett? No, here's Dagger. I'm Bennett. This is Patrick! uh, here's, here's Bennett. It's ready. I mean, was it supposed to be here it is Bennett? Probably. Okay, father. Right now I'm going to deliver it. Perfect. I'm going to get the wood. Take care. They left the house together. Bennett went straight to Tarek's home, and Usher rode the horse and set out on his way to Balladar. We have a horse? First time hearing of it. On the way to Tarek's, Bennett has time to think about everything that's happened. Why is there no music? Yesterday, is there music or is it just too low and I don't hear it? Well, there's sounds in the background. Yesterday, a lot of things happened to Bennett. It's all so weird. And Bennett has more and more things going on in his head, but his friend Conrad was what worried him, because he had suddenly disappeared, and even stranger why Amok was looking for him. The reality is, no matter how hard I think about it, he won't be able to find an explanation. See, this game also has another problem, where the narration will constantly go back and forth between third person and first person without warning. You know, see, and Bennett has more things going on in his head, so that's third person. The reality is that no matter how hard I think about it, first person, he won't be able to find an explanation, so he decides. So it's, no matter how hard I think about it, so he decides, and he is Bennett. So it's like, it goes from, oh, that's crazy. It goes from first to third person in the same sentence. After delivering the dagger to Tarek, goes straight to Conrad's house. That's so weird. I don't know. I don't know. By the time he realized it, he arrived at Tarek's house. This isn't a house, this is an estate. He knocks on the door. After a few seconds. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Hello, good morning. I came to deliver an order to Mr. Tarek. It's from Usher the blacksmith. Well, I'll tell Mr. Tarek. Thank you very much. After a few minutes, the housekeeper opens the door again. Mr. Tarek told me you can come in, and that in a few minutes he'll be with you. Very well, thank you very much. Alright, snazzy place. I guess for medieval standards it's snazzy. Alright, a lot of candles. Must have an awful wax bill at the end of every month. Bennett had sneaked into Wendy's house many times, but very rarely he had been able to stop and look at the house in detail. Oh yeah, this is Wendy's house. Ugh, our kind of girlfriend. And I'm not happy about that. The luxury it boasts is impressive. It looks like a palace. Who's this? What does that say? Oh, that says Tarek. God, I would not have been able to read that if not for the fact that I already knew his name was Tarek. Seriously, the font choice for this upper left, and the font and color choice for the upper left corner of the dialogue box that says the person's name, it's impossible to read. Bennett, I can't even see his face. I don't know what voice to give him. Mr. Tarek, good morning. What? What is he? Is he bald? It looks. How old is he? Good morning, Bennett. How are you? Can I help you? Very well. I come to bring you the dagger that you ordered to from my father. Very well. As always, your father is very punctual. Bennett gives the dagger to Tarek. He's kind of old, but he doesn't look that old. But he can have the old voice. Excellent work as always. As always, your father did a work of excellent quality. Thank you, Mr. Tarek. I'll tell my father when I see him. No, actually, no, he is very old. Never mind. That's pretty old. I didn't see all the wrinkles on his face when he had his head, facing downwards. Something happened that he couldn't come? He always delivers the work himself. Yeah, our effing, what is it? What would you call it? A cottage? I don't know if it's a cottage. Well, our house. Our effing house burned down. Last night we had a fire at home, and some parts of the house were damaged by the fire. And earlier today he left on his way to the sawmill in Balladar to buy wood for repairs. Are you two alright? You don't care about us, you 1%er. You ye old 1%er. Don't feign care. Yes, luckily nothing happened. Just a few burns and scratches. Well, I'm glad for that. If I can help you in any way, please just let me know. Thank you for the offer, Mr. Tarek. It's a pleasure to be able to help you. Forgive me for asking. I don't want to look like a meddler, but why didn't you buy the wood in the village sawmill? Didn't you hear? Rash's son was lost in the forest a few days ago, and since then the sawmill hasn't opened. Ah, yes, it's true, I had forgotten. Yes, I know that poor young man has been lost. I hope they find him fast. Speaking of lost, do you know anything about Conrad? I've been looking for him since yesterday. Tell him the truth? Tell him you haven't seen him for ages. Or several days. See, it's like... we just have some options to be chaotic for no apparent reason. Right? Like, don't we? Like, why would we be lying? Do we have any reason to lie? I mean, did he tell us not to tell anybody about him? I don't think he did. I don't think Conrad told us not to tell anyone about what's been going on with him. I guess I'll tell the truth. Like, I don't know, like, what's the advantage to lying? Why would I lie? I don't have any reason to lie. I'm just like a pathological liar. I just have the option to lie sometimes for no reason. The truth is that since yesterday, I haven't seen him. We chatted a while early in the morning early in the morning in the outskirts of my house. And we agreed to go to the tavern at night. But suddenly, while we talked about the guard, he left and told me that he had remembered a job he had to do and left. Okay. The sentence is a bit of a mess. And then I didn't know anything else about him. Well, thank you for the information. Yesterday I saw Amok, and he also asked me about him. Something bad happened? No, nothing important. Don't lie. Bennett was getting more and more worried. It was very suspicious that Tarek was so interested in talking to Conrad and that having so many resources, he hasn't found him yet. No, he has a gnarly scars on the side of his head. Was that a werewolf? I bet I'm pretty sure I saw werewolves in the, on the itch page for this. In a context that, was more than just violence. In a exciting context. Well, Mr. Tarek, I'm on my way. Greetings. Thank you. Thanks to you again. Thank your father. He's done an excellent job. Tomorrow I will pass through the forge to pay him. Thanks to you. Greetings. When Bennett left Tarek's house, he went directly to Conrad's house. He was getting more and more worried and glad he didn't see Wendy. It was evident that Conrad had gotten himself into something suspicious. Steward, come immediately. Yes, my lord. What do you need? Go immediately to see Fader. Who is Fader? Ask him to follow Bennett. Why? I literally told you the truth. The blacksmith's son. I want to know every step he takes, and with every person he talks. That he doesn't lose track of Bennett. I want to know everything. What? What did I do? I know he's... What? I know he's hiding something. He got very nervous when I asked him about Conrad. Okay, so apparently something big is going on with Conrad. Also, I told you the truth, jerk. Alright, sir. I'll go look for Fader right now. Bennett is halfway to Conrad's house when he suddenly meets Taylor, the coal miner's son. Hey, Taylor. Last time I saw you, you had a mouthful of something. Hello, Bennett. Good morning. Hello, Taylor. Well, and you? Well, alright. I was just looking for you. I'm glad. Tell me what you need. Nothing important. I just want to apologize for how my father treated you yesterday. It was very bad. Is that... It's okay. My father already told me everything. Don't make more trouble. You're not to blame. Besides, anyone can have a bad day. Alright, putting your hands on me, sis. Taylor gets a little close to Bennett and takes him by the arm furly. firmly. I looked very bad by the way I treat you. Our families have always known each other. We know each other since childhood, and the truth is that I was ashamed as I treated you yesterday. Don't worry, Taylor, it's over. Oh, okay, we'll just have a gay hug right now. Or is this a straight bros hug? No, this is not a straight bros hug. The way they're hugging is not straight bros. It's a gay hug. Suddenly Taylor hugs him. Bennett gets a little uncomfortable. The subject hadn't been so serious either. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Some MRFer is apologizing for how his dad treated you yesterday, and he's like, "Do you want a hug to make to settle things?" And you're like, okay, we'll have a hug." And then he just starts groping you. Like, what? What's wrong with you, Taylor? This is assault. I mean, you have that booty though, but this is still assault. But you have that booty, but it's assault. At that moment, Bennett feels Taylor's hand in his crotch. Bennett ellipses and feels Taylor squeeze his dick. Wait, Taylor, what are you doing? Just giving you a little squeeze. That's how we make up where I'm from. At that moment, Bennett takes Taylor by the arms and takes him away a little. Sorry, Bennett. It was a misunderstanding. I didn't want... What? Girl? What was a misunderstanding? Explain to me where the misunderstanding started. Because you grabbed his dick and squeezed it. What was the misunderstanding? What were you thinking? I thought that... Bennett makes a silence. I don't know how to say it. You just looked really gay. I thought you wanted it. You were asking for it, Bennett. Say it once and for all. Why did you do that? The other day I was with Conrad. I was with him. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You were effing. I saw you. Taylor opens his eyes and stares at Bennett. He was surprised by Bennett's response. Yes, I know it happened. I saw you the other day, but that doesn't matter. With what you've done, explain. I thought that as Conrad likes men and you were always together all the time, I imagined that you too. I imagined you too were of that persuasion. Oh, hell yes. Oh, what is that? Are you sure? Are you sure? Well, let's just read the line. Because I'm reacting to the line before I even read it for you guys. No, Taylor, you're wrong. You thought wrong. No, wait, no, Taylor thought wrong. You're wrong. Conrad likes everything. And on the other hand, we're just friends. I mean, with his face right now, that's not convincing. Like, what a fake smile. What a fake face. This is giving me flashbacks to LA Noire. Notice subtle differences on people's face when they're lying. You know, like, that wasn't subtle. Sorry, Bennett. I didn't mean... I apologize. No, let's not make him apologize. Let's just get on with it. It's not okay. Nothing happens. But don't let it happen again. I don't have those tastes. Yes, you do. Taylor was very embarrassed by the situation. He was afraid Bennett would say what had happened. Of course not. I apologize again. God, are we really blowing our shot? Bennett, before I go, please don't say anything. If my father finds out about this, he'll kill me. If he finds out that you're cheating on Conrad, he'll kill you. Or if he just finds out in general that you're gay, he'll kill you. Seriously. You don't even have to tell me. Stay calm. Nothing will come out of my mouth. Thanks, Bennett. See you later. One more squeeze for old time's sake? See you. Take care of yourself. Each one went his own way. For a moment, Bennett stopped to think that. The situation was a little uncomfortable, but he realized that the sensation had not been completely unpleasant. He had not had an erection, but neither had it been unpleasant to feel Taylor's hand touching his D. Bennett was baffled by the feeling. It was weird. But it wasn't time to think about those things. Then when is the time? Now I had to. Perspective change. I wanted to make sure he was alright and know once and for all what he had gotten himself into. Bennett finally arrived at Conrad's house. Why is Conrad a rich little bee too? He started knocking on the door, but no one answered. He began to worry even more. Inside, he suspected that Conrad was not going to be at home, that there was no one. This was very strange. His mother, Tria, never left the house. Yes, one moment, please. Bennett was relieved to hear Conrad's mother's voice. At least he'd be able to talk to someone and try to know what was going on. Ooh, she is also a retired, star, if you know what I'm saying. Hello, Mrs. Tria, good morning. Hello, Ben, good morning. How are you? Tria was one of the few people who call Bennett by his diminutive Ben. Alright. I can just tell she is going to try to come on to us. I know she is. No, he's not here. Come in anyway. No. Bennett immediately knew something was going on when he saw Tria's suspicious face. Once they were inside the house, Tria breathed a sigh. Something bad has happened with Conrad. I can tell that apparently I think this creator likes old women. I mean, clearly he's bisexual, or at least pansexual or something. Given that this game has both male and female romantic partners, but like all the females I've seen so far kind of stank and old. Kind of crusty. All women are kind of crusty. He's got a little fetish for that, I think. And Mrs. Trey finished confirming what Bennett suspected. Conrad was in trouble. What happens? It seems that all the people are looking for him. I don't know. Yesterday, after going to see you at home, Conrad came back. He was like crazy. In a hurry, he gathered some things in a bag, talked to his father, and left the house almost running. What did you talk about yesterday? I need you to tell me something, some idea what's going on. Nothing important. We just chatted for a while. Something that caught my attention is that we had agreed that he would accompany me to take my father's messages to the village. And then we continued talking for a while longer, and when I told him about the garden pail and the door of the village, it got weird, and suddenly he told me that he had remembered he had things to do, that he had to go do. God, I'm sick of the fact that I've read him explain this like 4 times. Seriously, he said those exact lines in about the same words like 4 times. That night, we were going to see each other in the tavern, and from that moment, I never saw him again. I think I'm beginning to understand what happened. Explain, Mrs. Tria. What's going on? Why are Amok and Tarek looking for him? Do you know that Conrad went to Ballador a few days ago for an order from his father? Yes, he told me that he had gone, and that he had already finished the order. He went to make an order from his father to Ballador. I know it was for the black market customer. And what's the problem? Conrad always does that kind of work. I could hear while he was talking to his father is that something went wrong in Ballador. They didn't want to tell me what happened, but from what I heard, the guards who arrived in town yesterday, they were looking for him. Ooh, we're shook. Oh my god, this is a problem. Someone stick a hot dog in my mouth. My mouth hole is perfectly shaped for it right now, seriously. Now what I don't understand is why Tarek is looking for him. I don't know. I don't know that, and my husband doesn't tell me what's going on either. He just says everything that is fine, and that he's already fixed everything. So Conrad is the murderer that the Ballador guards were looking for? That seems... And you have no idea where Conrad is? Can you stop with your little pointing accusatory finger? You're always doing this little finger thing, and you gotta stop that. No, yesterday he left in a hurry and never heard from him again. Yesterday, as soon as he left for your house, Amok arrived asking for him. I ran into him at the tavern. He also asked me about Conrad. Now I understand a little more what's going on. What I still don't understand is why Tarek is looking for him. I wish I knew. My husband left a few minutes ago. Told me he was going to talk to Tarek. The truth is, I do not know what to think. Don't worry, Mrs. Trey. If I find out anything else, I'll come immediately to tell you. Well, thank you very much, Ben. I thank you with all my heart. Take care of yourself, Mrs. Trey. You know, I don't think this retired star even asked us if we wanted to have any of this delectable food. She just brought us here, made us look at it while we talked to her, and she didn't even offer it to us. Whatever, I don't care. The cheese looked like plastic anyway. Take care of yourself, Mrs. Trey. Take care. Alright, well, back to the village. Bennett goes to the village in search of information. The most logical thing he thought was to go to the tavern, where he could get some information. Arriving at the village square, Bennett thought to go to the tavern, look for Wendy in the square. Girl, we're not looking for Wendy, I'll tell you that much. Yes, the tavern... Will we never even see Wendy even once if we make the right choices? I wonder. Will she just be a ghost that we only ever refer to and never see? Yes, the tavern seems to be the best idea. Someone has to know a clue about Conrad, or at least have seen him. I hope we don't run into the orc again. I'm not into that. Oh god, he's back there. We know he's back there. And he's back there with Mrs. Trey's old co-star. As soon as he enters the tavern, Bennett meets Amok. Good morning, Amok. How are you? Hi, little Bennett. Very well. And you? Well, luckily. Can we talk for a moment? Yes, of course. Tell me, what do you need? I know yesterday you told me to stay out of it, but what do you know about Conrad? I think I told you clearly yesterday that there were things it's better not to know. Didn't you? Yesterday you said everything was fine and not to worry about it? I think you're changing your story. Yes, did he say not to pry into matters? I don't know, I don't remember. Yes, I know, but I know something happened with Conrad and Ballador. Please, I need to know what happened. How did you find out about that? Come here. He's really hairy. Amok takes Bennett to the tavern corner so they can talk quietly. Then again, would I prefer a smooth orc or a hairy orc? I don't want an orc at all, but either way, it's kind of gross. Well, what I can tell you is that Conrad is doing a job at Ballador. I think you know what kind of job it was, right? A murder? Yes, exactly. But what I don't know, or didn't know, was who he had to kill. He turned out to be the son of a wealthy bourgeoisie Ballador. Ooh, we love someone who gives the owners of the means of production what's coming to them. Who, for the worse, has contracts in the court of the kingdom. That's why they sent the guards here, isn't it? It already seems very strange to me that they sent guards here, knowing that here they will not receive cooperation from any inhabitant in this town. It was unusual for guards of the kingdom to come to the gates of Nemiron. No, it's Nemirian. Nemirian. The last time they sent guards to the village of Nemirian, they were almost lynched in the village square. Well, you already lynched one of them today. Or like yesterday, or whatever. Yes, exact. Evidently, this man has the necessary influences to move the guards of the kingdom. Otherwise, they would never have come here. Now the question is, why is Tarek looking for Conrad? Why is Terry in all of this? Are we just nicknaming him Terry? Or did we forget a K? Did we forget our K? Or are we just being cute with the old man? You're asking a lot, little Bennett. There are things I can't tell you, so don't insist. But... Don't insist, Bennett. It's for your own good. Bennett thought to tell him about his adventure with the beggar. Bennett thought he should bring up how he saw him big R-ing a beggar in the alleyway. He just thought that was a really good idea to bring up for no reason. That we were a peeping Tom, that we know about all of his crimes. Like, what? Anyway, but he knew it could cost him dearly. Yeah, obviously. Okay, Mock, I understand. Really, Bennett, don't keep digging into the subject. Yes, I understand. I'm not going to get into trouble. Well, I'll be on my way. Thank you for your time. Okay, take care of yourself, and listen to me. Forget about it. I know, God, stop telling me to forget. This wasn't easy for Bennett. After all, it was about his friend they were talking about. Go to seat. No, no, no. Ugh. Alright, well, here's some younger women. Or at least a younger woman. Is that a woman that's walking down? Walking down the street? Pretty woman. I can't tell. Or is it a dude with long hair? Either way, Bennett decides to go to the market. It's a bit early for Wendy to be in the square. I don't care where Wendy is. God, Wendy's gonna, like, see us at some point in this game, like, a while later, and she's gonna be like, why have you been avoiding me for the past 2 weeks? And I'm just gonna be like, Wendy, I'm sorry, I had an epiphany. I'm kinda gay now. Bennett starts walking around the markets trying to figure something out, and he wants to ask someone who can tell him something about Conrad. He doesn't know why, but all day he had the feeling he was being spied on. In the distance, he sees Yvonne, his first girlfriend. Yvonne? He hadn't seen her in a long time. She was his first love and his first time. Gross. And that brings... We don't need to recollect on these memories, do we? No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Okay, we didn't remember. But this is no time to remember old times. Or rather, ye old times. As Bennett walked through the market, he suddenly feels someone calling to him. These women are harlots, aren't they? This would never fly in ye old times. Look at these harlots. Who is that? Is that Conrad? He looks into an alley and he sees him. It's Conrad. Bennett can't believe it. He's finally found Conrad. At that moment, he felt a great relief. When he was about to run out into the alleyway, he sees that Conrad signals him to stop, that he sees him in the next alley. Bennett keeps walking down the next alley. He can't help wanting to talk to Conrad and see that everything's okay. Shush, come this way. Bennett sees Conrad and starts following him. The guy that's following us is going to see this. Bennett gets a little calmer when he sees... Oh my god, I can already tell what's going to happen. The guy that's following us is going to report back to Tarek, and he's going to be like, I saw Bennett with Conrad. And then Tarek's going to call me to his estate, and he's going to be like, aha, so you did know where Conrad was, and you lied to me. It's like, I didn't know at the time. Like, literally. Oh my god, I can already tell I'm going down for this, and I did everything right. Oh my god, I'm kind of pissed off. I'm kind of pissed off that this is already going to happen. Already predicted future events. Though he seems very frightened. It cannot be otherwise. Bennett feels calm because he'll know it happened. Bennett sees that Conrad gets into a house and then follows him from afar. He waits a few minutes, then comes into the house. We're having another gay hug. Alright, and whose house is this? We can't just enter random homes. But we did it. As soon as Bennett enters the house, he sees Conrad standing up and can't contain himself and gives him a big hug. Just at that moment, Conrad gives Bennett a little squeeze. A little squeeze, you know where. Brother. Come, let's sit down. Don't worry, it hasn't been a year since we've seen each other. How are you? Well, well. Quite, I'm well. Quiet, I'm well. Okay. I was worried. I couldn't find you. And I didn't know anything about you. I went to your house and your mother didn't know anything either, and I was very worried. Quiet. Everything is fine. Nothing happened to me. Tell me, what happened? Well, had I already told you about my work at Bolider? Yesterday you mentioned it. Well, the work was an order made to my father through the black market. Had to kill the son of a bourgeoisie battledore called Willow. Okay, I guess it's just so casual. It's just so casual. Just had to kill a son of the bourgeoisie. It's just it's just what I do on Saturdays. It didn't seem complicated at all. Oh God, I'm kind of falling in love with Conrad. He just takes to murdering the rich so calmly and easily and apathetically. I kind of it's kind of I'm kind of what kind of face is this? Kind of got ducky lips right here. Kind of got those big lips. See that? Do his lips look bigger here? Maybe I'm crazy. But while I was leaving the house after doing my job, Willow saw me and sent me to follow, so he knew where I lived. Oh, you didn't even try to lead him astray? Ah, okay. Now I understand why he knew you were from Nemirion. Exactly, and apparently this man has some influences on the court of the kingdom. Yeah, that's what I knew. That's why they sent the guard patrol. Have you been investigating? Ha ha ha. Yes, I began to suspect that something bad had happened. I began to talk to some people to see if I could know what had happened. But little I could find out. Nobody said anything. Your mother doesn't even know what's going on. Did you come by the house? Yes, this morning. Well, actually, she knows everything that happened, but I told her not to say anything, not even to you. Then why'd she even tell us a little bit? She told us a little bit. She didn't explain it all, but why didn't she just say she didn't know anything? Why'd she bother telling us a little? I don't know, kind of weird. I just didn't want to get you involved in this mess. I'm getting tired of that phrase. I've heard it a lot lately. Understand me. I didn't want you to get in trouble. Yeah, it's okay. I get it. Aw. Well, go on. What happened? I still understand why Tarek has been looking for you. The problem is that Willow is Tarek's friend. I think he asked me to deliver me. Wait, I think he asked him to deliver me. Okay. Wait, I don't understand. Why did Tarek impale one of the guards? I think simply because they disrespected him. You know how Tarek is. Oh my god, that's literally gonna be me. But I know that Tarek promised Willow that when he found me, he would deliver me. And so he just... Okay, that's kind of weird. So he's working with them, but he just delivered one of the... Or he just impaled one of the guards for fun. Cool. Oh my god, now I understand. That's a problem. Yes, a big problem. Yesterday, Amok went to my house asking for me. Your mother told me that she went to your house a few minutes after you left for my house. Yes, when I talked to you yesterday, I tied up the ends and realized that they were looking for me. That's why I left so suddenly. And on my way back home, I ran into Taylor, and he told me that Amok was looking for me all over town, and that he saw him walked towards my house. So I decided not to come home, and I came here. But your mother told me that after being with me, you went back to the house and then you left. I'm getting lost in what they're talking about. It's just a bunch of he said, she said, you were there, then you went here, and then now you're here. It's like, I don't even know what's going on. Yes, at night I stuck into my house to talk to my parents to see what was going on, and told him to say that to anyone to mislead Tarek. And I think today my father was going to talk to Tarek and see if they could come to an agreement. Yes, that's what your mother told me. A few minutes before I arrived, your father had gone to see Tarek. Well, now I understand everything that happened. But it's a problem that Tarek wants to deliver you. It's really a problem. Yes, I'm so scared. Don't worry. Maybe your father can arrange something with Tarek. Don't worry. Wait and see what news your father brings. Maybe he can come to an agreement with Tarek. I don't know. I hope everything is solved, but I don't know what I'm going to do. Bennett at that moment felt Conrad's anguish and hugged him to try and console him. Do we just flop over the table and hug him? Okay. And he doesn't know why, but he felt Conrad's body stuck to his body. It came to his memory what happened to Taylor. What happened to Taylor? What do you mean? You mean what happened with Taylor? That feeling of gay? That feeling of latent homosexuality. Girl, don't we know it? We know that feeling on this channel. We know it. We've experienced it a lot. Girl, we've experienced it too much. Don't worry, Ben. I'll think of something. We'll solve it. Then I realized it wasn't time to think about those things. I just don't like I really don't like the characters that have to start off as straight and we have to break them into being gay. I don't like it. I really don't. Look, let me go to your house and see if there's any news about your father. And I'll be back, shall I? Okay, good idea. Sorry I didn't ask anything about you. You alright? Your stuff? Well, my house burned down and no big deal. There was a localized rain cloud. I'm tired of talking about it. Bennett knew it wasn't time to talk about him. They'd have time when they solved this problem. Yes, everything's fine. Well, I go to your house and come back, okay? Okay, I'll be waiting for you. So is this just like a house he's renting or what? Bennett leaves the house, taking care that no one sees him, and heads for Conrad's house. Girl, you know someone saw you. He decides to take a shortcut and go through the alleys of the village, so he'll get to Conrad's house faster. Something's happening. When all of a sudden he hears a few steps and... Girl! Z, 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 Z. I know that's the sound I make when I get knocked out by an attacker, an assaulter. Ugh. Where am I? What happened? Oh god, I feel like kinky stuff is gonna happen in this dungeon. Why do I feel like that's gonna happen? Bennett was chained in some dungeon. Why'd they take off my shirt? And didn't know what was going on. Suddenly he hears a voice. What's up, boy? Aren't you comfortable? Who are you? What's going on? Soon you'll understand. Let me go, stupid. What? How did you say, boy? The jailer enters the cell arrogantly. Tell Lord Tarek that the child is awake. Yes, he just woke up. No, do not go looking for any of my DNA around the cell. You will not find any of my DNA around the cell. I have cleaned it all up. I mean, there was no DNA to begin with. Bennett couldn't believe what he had heard. The guard had said Tarek's name. What? What's going on here? Gared? Gared? Shut up, boy. If you want, ask Mr. Tarek. Bennett didn't know what was going on. What happened with Conrad? Where was he? What did Tarek have to do with all this? We know what Tarek has to do with all... I guess Bennett didn't know he was being followed, but we know he was being followed, and I knew this was going to happen. Minutes after, another guard appears. Mr. Tarek says I'll take him upstairs. Okay, I'll take him in a moment. The guard gets inside the cell, gets near Bennett's ear, and whispers, Nobody will know what happened here, is that clear? The guard takes Bennett out of the cell. The other prisoner was waiting outside, grabs him from the arm and takes him. Come on, boy, Tarek wants to see you. What do you mean the other prisoner? You mean the other guard. You mean the other guard. The guard takes Bennett upstairs to Tarek's office, double apostrophe. In that moment, Bennett realizes he's in Tarek's house. Oh, gods. Oh gods! I hope you don't mind this puddle of white liquid I'm leaving in your office. It just sort of seems to be running down my leg. I don't know what that is. It's just some kind of pus discharge. Sorry, Tarek. Anyway, this is where we shall end the video. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Ye Olde Medieval Times. Yeah, I wasn't sure about this game before I started it, but it's kind of funny, kind of weird, kind of odd. I think I'll keep playing it. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.